And we're back now with business, and Barbados' leading private sector agency already has a wish list compiled for tomorrow's budget. Head of the Barbados Private Sector Association, Edward Clark, says that chief among them is a reduction in personal income taxes at all levels as the island narrows the gap between income and corporation taxes. In addition, the BPSA says there needs to be some additional relief at the lower end of the income scale as well. But if this is done, the revenue must be made up by government, so that there may need to be some offset by increases and other consumption type taxes. Mr. Clark was, however, quick to point out that with a primary surplus target of 6%, there really isn't a lot of room for the government to give back much at this time. He says the government must widen the tax net through new tax revenue streams driven by economic growth, and also capture those people who are already benefiting from social and other services in Barbados but are evading the income tax net at this time. The head of the association also wants to see some change in the taxation policy for retirement savings such as pensions, and some incentives for those who want to invest in new projects, especially in productive sectors, to help stimulate some of the $10 billion in savings in the banks in order to stimulate growth in the economy. He says that the budget must be one that will meet the targets agreed by the International Monetary Fund, and it must ensure that the island can get there by the end of this fiscal year. Well, Lenstech Barbados is continuing to perform well. The company specializes in manufacturing small lenses about 6 centimeters in diameter, which are placed inside the eyes of cataract sufferers. President of the manufacturing division, Ian Hickland, says that last year they made about 650,000 lenses, virtually all of which were exported. He says the company, which is competing with scores of others across the globe, continues to invest in research. He says that entrepreneurship is all about taking risks.
Rapid research and development is something that is central to what we do. When we started 23 years ago, we were what you call a Me Too manufacturer. We made the same intraocular lenses as everybody else in the world. We made a strategic choice to put every single dollar we made back into research. I have a team of 6 research and development staff, and by doing that, we have now got ourselves to the forefront of our industry. We're one of the top 3 intraocular lens manufacturers in the world.
And Lenstech has a staff of 236, of which 230 are Barbadians. Mr. Hickling says it is hard for education systems to keep up with the ever-changing demands in the field of science and technology.
The content of a university course, of a CXC, 5th form, 6th form CAPE, those kind of curricula, they have to develop constantly. So the content of what you learn today is different to what your predecessors will have learnt 10 years ago. We have to be mindful of keeping up the content. And I think what that does is it exposes something really central to being a scientist, which is you can't always be up to date with the content. So you have to have certain central special skills. Those skills are, to me, the most important one is critical thinking.
And time now to take a look at how those stocks traded on selected exchanges across our region. In Jamaica, Sagicor Real Estate X Fund Limited was the volume leader with 2,113,240 units. In Trinidad and Tobago, JMMB Group Limited was the volume leader with 107,000 shares changing hands, all for a value of $188,320. And here in Barbados, Epley Caribbean Property Fund SCC Value Fund was the volume leader, trading 5,000 shares at 60 cents each.